long ago? Pull up your notes. Watch what it say. It was what was the last time? No, okay, like I'm talking about LTD. Yeah, L like leadership train. Like, see, I just said. See, I told you that. What was the last thing I told on? No, not the notes. What's the name of the lesson? Who knows the name of the lesson? Yep. See, come on, hey Eric, run this money back to don't give it to her, give it to Micah. She'll. Yeah, no. That's important because uh, I'm gonna tell you why that's important. Hold up, my wife texting me now. I'm gonna tell you why that's important because my wife says I'm on Boxcast. You on Boxcast? So Boxcast is live. You just updated. That's the reason why I'm stalling time for real, so you can update the Boxcast. It's on Boxcast. It's not live to the public, but it's on Boxcast. So I don't know. I guess you can just drop this in the partner page. Can somebody drop the Boxcast link in the partner page? You live. Oh, the whole world live. Oh, I gotta watch what I say then. Okay, praise the Lord. I thought this was a private meeting. Oh, no, I'm just playing. We good to go then. Okay, well, you don't have to drop the link in the Boxcast. Okay. Because we live. No, but what was I just saying? The last LTD. I know, we do a lot of leadership stuff here, ED meetings, leadership, end of the year leadership. I think we had a good end of the year leadership meeting. But the last leadership training development, that's what LTD stands for, LTD, leadership training development. The last one, I should have been it should have been, if you came to the one prior to July, part one of the essence of leadership. July should have been part two of the essence of leadership. I was going to do part three tonight of the essence of leadership, but I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to do that in a second. However, I do want you to keep those notes, maintain those notes, because at the next LTD, do we have the dates for LTD already for the year? It's a graphic for that, right? Ken, when you get a chance, if you find it, let me know and pop it up there. At the next LTD, not this one, I am going to pick back up on the essence of leadership part 3. Does that make sense? So keep your notes from the essence of leadership part 1. Keep your notes from July, the essence of leadership part 2. The next LTD, whenever that is, I'm going to continue. That's a series, actually. There may even be a book one day, but that's a series that's going to be good for you to grab a hold of on, because that will, you can use that stuff that I was teaching you there and take it to your job or wherever you want to take it to. Okay, let me look at something real fast. So tonight going to be slightly different, just slightly different. It won't be part 3 of the essence of leadership. And I'm glad so many of you all are here. And I wish everybody would get the revelation that they are a leader. Sometimes you use the word leadership and people only show up because of titles. But I'm glad so many of you all are here, and I'm glad now so many of you all are online watching, whether you are a partner of Relevant Church or you're not. So what's that red line mean? Okay, I thought that meant something. Okay. No, man, Kavaris will be making up new stuff every time, man. Like, I ain't even see that offering envelope. Did y'all see that offering envelope flyer, graphic? That's been up there? When that start? See, you know what I'm talking about? That offering envelope? What is it telling the people to do? Look, there it is right there. Now, I ain't never y'all seen that? Oh, I just preach here. I don't know. I just preach here. I don't know. I'm in my office sitting in my desk. I'm like, what is that? When they make that graphic? But that's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. And you can relax. We're not receiving no offering tonight. That's not why I said that. I just be looking at the screen. So, okay, take that down before they get scared, Kim. Yeah. So, these LTDs, again, well, it's a good segue. It's not about me receiving an offering. I don't get paid to do this. I'm doing this because I believe it's my assignment. You know, I was just here last night, and most of you were just here last night. But I just believe God called me to do this. And so because he called me to do it, I'm just faithfully obeying him. Uh, and so in these LTD sessions, leadership training development sessions, this year, as we did last year, when we first started, we're going to be talking about all aspects of leadership. All aspects of leadership. Leadership in the home. Maybe you're a student. Leadership as a student. Leadership, maybe you're the captain of a club or a team. Leadership as a team leader at work. Maybe that's your role. Maybe you have your own business, your leadership style. Leadership in the military. Leadership in the ministry. Leadership, maybe you're a community leader. But all areas of leadership. Maybe you're a single mom. Well, guess what? You're the leader at that home. Maybe you're the father, the male figure in the house where you're supposed to be the leader in the home. So LTD is really about training, accountability, systems, and trust. Come on, say training, accountability, systems, and trust. Hey, Kim, put that up on the screen one more time. I saw something, but they can't see it. I wanted to make sure they can't see it. Me and Kim having a private conversation that y'all don't know we having. Okay, take it down for they start getting nosy. Kim, take it down. Yeah, I saw you. Okay, good, good. So leaders LTD is about what again? Training. Okay, and you know, in a minute I may have you talk back to me because this is not Bible study. This is not church. This is what it is. It's a leadership training development. Leadership development is a process. What I just say, leadership development is a. Now again, this is. I'm always primarily, not exclusively. I'm always primarily talking about the church, our church, my living church. But because I make it public and because people come here, and this is not church, but it's not exclusively the church. So you can take these same principles, these same ideas, and apply them to your business or your leadership role wherever you are. So because leadership development is a process, this is what you got to know. Leadership development requires time. It requires time. What I want you to get out of your head, and my pastor always has helped me to see this, and he just said it on a meeting with the pastors the other night. We won a pastor's meeting with him I was on Monday night, is that even for your job, but even for me as the pastor of this church, but in your ministry, your job, God doesn't send you good people. He sends you good people that you must develop. I'm gonna use this I'm gonna keep using this in my arena, but use this in your arena as well, because you ever looked over at somebody and say, "Dag, I wish I had some people like that." As a pastor, we do it all the time. Oh, pastors do it all the time. I wish I had me a assistant like her. I wish I had an usher like him. I wish I had a so-and-so like him or her. No, them people go there and they get trained and they get developed. So what you're seeing is a developed product, is a trained product. And really in the arena, also in the arena of, almost like marriage. How many of y'all married in here? Yeah, you got to be careful when you say, "I wish I had a man like him or a woman like her." Man, that girl got that boy trained. He ain't come like that. I ain't come like this. I ain't come in the package like this. But if you're not careful, it's deception. And so everything in life must be trained. Say that. So, and again, I'm talking to you with some introductory statements before I get into what I need to get into. Write this down. This won't come on the screen, but if you're taking notes, write this down. The distinctive mark of a true leader, of all true leaders, let's go back. The distinctive mark of all true leaders is they develop others to be leaders. The distinctive mark of all true leaders is they develop others to become leaders. I know Andrew is right slow, so let me say that again. I know because y'all stuff is probably staggering and stuttering on y'all app. It ain't typing fast. Don't you hate when y'all Android's phone, when you type the, and then you all to the next word, and it's still typing the? You know about it. Turn it off and turn it back on. The distinctive mark of all true leaders is they develop others to become. Hence why I'm here right now. I'm not here for a paycheck. I'm not here for an offering. I'm here because I believe I'm a leader. So guess what I'm doing? I'm trying to develop y'all to become leaders as well. If you're taking notes, write this down as well. Leaders produce leaders. You hear what I just said? What do leaders produce? Leaders produce leaders. Leaders produce leaders. Okay, and so because of these opening statements I'm giving you, I want to read in your hearing maybe two scriptures, and that's it, but definitely one, but maybe two. 1 Thessalonians 5:12 in the King James Version. 1 Thessalonians 5:12 in the King James Version. It's not a verse that you don't know, but let me just set this up in context, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to look at tonight. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 12 in the traditional KJV. The Apostle Paul says, and we beseech you, that word beseech means urge, plead, beg you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you. So Paul is telling the church at Thessalonica that they should know. Another version says recognize. But you should know them which labor among you and are over you. So Paul, in a nutshell, is encouraging the people to know who their leader is. Those of you who are in charge at work, who aspire to be in charge, those of you who have ministries, you have leadership roles, those of you who have businesses, how well do your people know you? It's rhetorical. I know you barking out orders, you're barking out commands, you got due dates, you got calendars, you're having meetings, but how well, and you eat, and see, even you EDs got to hear what I'm saying now. I know you having your little monthly meetings, you're having your little huddle, but how well do those people know you that's barking out those orders? Because if they don't know you, they will never be able to produce you. So I said maybe two scriptures. This is my last one. Let's give me 2 Timothy chapter 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3. New King James on this, I believe. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 10 through 14. A little bit of reading. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 10 through 14. Again, I just want you to put this in your notes and think about how well do the people who you are over, how well do they know you? See, because I've discovered, and I'm learning, ing, if people will know me, if people will get to know me better, we can get better results. So that means I got to give you certain access to me. That's why I'm glad you're here, because this is a different access than Crave Tuesday. This is a different access than Sunday service. This is different. So you all are taking advantage of an opportunity to get to know me. 2 Timothy chapter 3, this is the Apostle Paul talking to his spiritual son Timothy. But we can draw some leadership principles out of this. But let me just see, by show of hands, how many of y'all in charge of something at work? You over something. You over the trash can detail. You over something. Oh, let me see your hands again. Good Lord. A lot of y'all over some stuff. Oh, y'all gonna need this tonight. You need every LTD. You definitely, I don't know, Them other LTDs on Boxcast that I did, or they're on YouTube? Don't answer that. I mean, somebody can let me know later on, because maybe we need to post. I need you to go back and watch those, because those the first two were good. Wow, I didn't know that many people in here was. So y'all a boss. You're a boss. I'm a boss. Sometimes I pull up with that song. You don't know it's on in my car. I pull up with that song sometimes. I want to, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I be riding through my own, and then they say they're gonna rob me, and then okay. I'm a boss. Whoop. What's so many shades that thought I had a lazy eye? Huh? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Who knows what I'm talking about? Wave at me, you know what I'm talking about? Okay. No. But certain songs, they do something to me. One time, this true story. One time, I cut it on. Like, Kingston, my son rides to church with me. Okay, you gotta think. This, it was last year now. It wasn't like 10 years ago. Last year. It was last year. I had the other car. This was last year. And I just need to get into my routine. Like, I normally would do that in my private time, but I didn't have a chance to get into my zone. So I'm coming down Layton Parkway. I said, you might want to put your headphones on. He said, well, what? I cut the volume up. He said, oh, you listen to that before you preach? Yeah, pretty much. To get me going. Now, I wouldn't recommend that if your spirit can't handle it. Okay, all right. Y'all thought I was, and then the other one, what's the other one? Y'all thought I was renting? Yeah, anyway. Hey, Philly rappers. Not football teams, Philly rappers. I rock with Siegel, I rock with Beans. Broad Street Bully, yeah. Okay, y'all get off, y'all got me on focus, stop it, cut it out. And we, the whole world listening. Oh, that's why the pastor, see, that's why. Okay, anyway, cut it out. 2 Timothy chapter 3. This is Paul talking to his spiritual son Timothy. Listen to what he says in the New King James. But you have carefully followed my doctrine. This is Paul talking to a young Timothy. You have carefully followed my doctrine. That's his teaching. So, in other words, Timothy was a follower of Paul. Paul was the leader. Timothy's the follower. Can you see that? He said, you followed my doctrine. You followed my manner of life. Now, that's observation. You got teaching, and now you got observation. You followed my purpose. Observation. You followed my faith. Observation. You followed my long suffering, or my ability to suffer long. You followed my agape. You also, Timothy, you followed my perseverance. Look at verse 11. 11. We're going to 14. You followed my persecutions. When people talked about me, you followed my afflictions, my hardships, which happened to me at Antioch and Iconium and Lystra. What persecutions I endured. And out of them, come on, we're going down to 14. All the Lord delivered me. Can you see that? Okay. Keep going. 12. Yes, and all who desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will do what? So Paul is letting his follower know this is how this thing gonna look. Keep going. 13. But evil men and impostors will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being what? You been watching the news lately? Okay. I'd encourage everybody, just go, I don't speak to a lot of that. I just stay in my assignment, but my apostle speaks to a lot of this stuff. You should go watch the noonday Bible study today. You should go watch the noonday Bible study. And I never try to speak to stuff that ain't in my lane, so I just let him speak to it, and I just listen to it. But you must continue. You must be what? You must do what? What that sound like? What that sound like right there? That sound like that diligence right there, don't it? It sound like focus, right? Paul is talking to his followers. This is how you're going to have to talk to your followers. Because listen, whoever you in charge, they coming to, listen, if you probably already experienced, they coming to work tomorrow, or they going to eat, they're going to be talking to you about what's going on. Scared. What are we going to do? But you must continue in the things which you have learned and been assured of. So in other words, Paul is putting a demand on, I've showed you some stuff. my afflictions, my persecution, my long suffering, my doctrine, my purpose, knowing from whom you have learned them. Can you see that? Okay. So there's an observation side that must be established when you're developing leaders. I read 1 Thessalonians 5 and 12, know them who labor among you. And I'm reading this right here because, write this statement down, there is an observation side that must be established when I am developing leaders. Don't waste moments around me. Don't waste moments hearing from me. Any personal meeting, private meeting, don't waste moments. I observe my pastor. I don't waste moments. If he call me, if he text me, if I can watch him on that screen, I don't waste moments. I'm always observing what he's putting down. And he's talking to thousands of pastors. He's talking to thousands of y'all. But guess what? He's talking to me. He's talking to y'all. I look on the live. I say Marcella's watching. Ginger Simpson's watching. I don't care who watching. I'm watching. He's talking to me. He ain't got to call my name because that's who I'm following. Does that make sense? Okay. So because I'm telling you this now, as a leader, if I want you to follow, I got to allow you to get close enough to me to observe my leadership. But what I mean close to me is in settings like this. So, because if you're taking notes, write this down. It is out of observation that followers absorb values, priority, and purpose. It is out of observation that followers absorb values, priorities, and purpose. So I try to make it a point every Sunday night before I go to sleep. Nothing's perfect. I'm not perfect. I think I missed this Sunday for sure. But every Sunday night before I go to sleep, I try to go watch his service from Sunday. Because I want to absorb his values. I want to hear what he's talking about. I want to hear his priorities. I want to hear his purpose. So because I said all that, this is what I want to look at. Because I said all that, you got to get to know me because I've admonished you in the Lord. I'm over you in the Lord in this regard. So I want you to hear this twofold. I want you to hear this from me as your pastor, but then I want you to hear this about the people that you're over in your arena of life. So what I did a leadership assessment on myself. Understanding strengths and blending differences. I did this on myself back in December. And I want you to listen to some of this because this is what's going to help you know me. This is going to help some of you make adjustments from thinking you knew me. This will help you get a quicker response from me. This will help you not get offended by me. When you see me out here ready to jump off the ledge, taking risks, this is going to help you understand. That's why he crazy. Now, when you hear me talk about me, because I'm not going to talk about my strengths, I'm going to talk about my weaknesses too. This will help you as a leader in this church flow better with me. But I want you to figure out how you can get some of this type of information to see, because anybody can just talk about what you're good at. And then when them doggone people that work under you start seeing on their weaknesses, they say, oh, you never talk about that though. So let me give you some of this. I'll go slow, and it's a lot, but I only highlighted things that I know, and I didn't just highlight the good. I highlighted the good, the bad, the ugly, and all in between. And then at the end of this we'll talk about some assessments because I've already had at least 10 leaders in this church already do this assessment as well. But anytime I get to spend personal time with you all, I want to talk about some of this assessment. Now, nothing is 100% accurate. So those of you, anybody here did an assessment already? We had you do one already? Wave at me. Okay. Oh, wow. Nothing is 100% accurate. But it don't mean it ain't accurate because I don't like what it say. Did you hear what I just said? It doesn't mean it's not accurate because I don't like what it says. So while yours may not be 100% accurate, I think mine 99 and a half. So this report provides insight into JL's natural strengths and how those strengths are operating in his life. As you learn more about me, God's plan, and my uniqueness and my strengths, you will begin to recognize and begin to value some of these strengths and how these strengths can help you. That's just like a little small opening paragraph. But let's just get right to it. I don't even want to deal with the fluff. Let's get right to it. Because let's obey 1 Thessalonians 5:12. Let's get you to know me. Listen to this. And if you laugh, I'm going to put you out. This is general characteristics. General characteristics of me. So when I say JL, it's because the paper says JL. JL is extremely result-oriented with a sense of urgency to complete projects quickly. Most people see him as a high-risk taker. His view is nothing ventured, nothing gained. He's forward-looking, aggressive, and competitive. Shut up. His vision for results is one of his positive strengths. He likes to be forceful and direct when dealing with others. That's why I just told you shut up. His desire for results is readily apparent to the people with whom he works. JL needs to learn to relax and pace himself. He may expend too much energy trying to control himself and others. He wants to be viewed as a self-reliant and willing to pay the price for success. He's often considered daring, bold, and gusty. He's a risk taker who likes to be seen as an individualist. He prefers being a team player, and he wants each player to contribute along with him. JL may lose interest in a project once the challenge ceases. He may then be ready for another challenging project. He is a self-starter who likes new projects and most comfortable when involved with a wide scope of activities. Now, what are we doing? You should know them who labor among you and are over you in the Lord. Okay, each time I read something, I'm going to stop, so you got to be listening because I need your participation. What'd you get from that first paragraph about me? And you can't hurt my feelings unless you want to give me some jail time. So say whatever you want to say. You can't hurt my feelings. If it don't involve penitentiary and in jail, you can't hurt my feelings. You can't hurt my feelings. Yes. Oh, why you raise your hand first, though? Oh, okay, go ahead. She was ready to say something about me, ain't she?
No, you're a risk taker and you like to take bold moves.
Listen, you can see that as good, as bad, but know now when I deal with you. When I tell you, I saw a building, we're going to get it. You see where that's coming from? What else? Anybody else? And I'm going to repeat because I think people want. I'm project driven. That's crazy when it says when the challenge ceases, we still on the project. I'm on to the next one. Not saying it's over, but I'm on to the next one. Yes. Competitive. I saw some more hands. Yes. Result driven. You ask them admins, boy, when we getting the sign up? I told you about last year. How long is it going to take? But this helps you understand and not get offended. Like, oh, he doing that result-driven stuff. Oh, he doing that risky stuff. I don't want to skip nobody. Miss G? Self-starter, go-getter, lose interest quickly. That's good. Yeah. Tangible, absolutely. I am result. I don't want to do it. Ain't no results in it. I'm just show me. Like, even when I say I raise money, what I always say, I'm gonna show you where your money. That's. And again, I didn't know all this. I mean, I'm functioning in this, but I didn't get a write out about me until I just got this in December. I'm like, oh Lord, like I'm reading this. One of my mentors had me do this. I'm reading this, and he just is giggling. I can't even get through sentence. He gets giggling. Okay, I'm gonna stop in a minute and go back to reading. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else before I move on? Okay, good. Enough about no, okay, let's go. Watch this. Jail is decisive. Now I'm gonna ask you again what you get from this. Jail is this, and I don't want you to think about any moments you have encountered me. Any moments that you whatever. Jail is decisive and prefers to work for a decisive leader. He can experience stress if his leader does not possess similar traits or my followers. He should realize, I should realize that at times he needs to think a project through, beginning to the end before starting the project. He likes to make decisions quickly. Many people see his decision making as high risk decisions. However, the decision is made, after the decision is made, he tends to work hard for a successful outcome. JL is a problem solver and troubleshooter, always seeking new ways to solve old problems. He can be direct in his approach to discovering the facts in the data. He maintains his focus on results. He prefers authority equal to his responsibility. Sometimes he may be opinionated about a particular problem that he has difficulty letting others participate in the process. What you get from that? Anybody? Yes. Yeah. And that thing ain't even done yet, but I'm over here now. Because I don't feel challenged by that no more. I feel like I told you enough about it. You fix it. Now, I'm talking to you about this. Again, I hope this ain't boring you. Because even remember that meeting, the vision thing meeting? I'm looking for, see, I don't move. Listen, and what'll happen if you don't know this about me, you'll think, he said a lot of stuff, but we ain't did none of it yet. I'm done. I'm waiting for you to do it. I had the meeting for you to do it. Now, if it involves me, circle back and get me involved. But if it didn't involve me, you see what I'm saying? See, this is going to stop the miscommunication, the offense, or, well, he said that in January. We ain't did none of that yet. When you was going to do it? Like somebody told me yesterday, which blessed my heart. It was Minister Stafford. She said, yeah, I'm letting you know about that jail ministry thing. Me and Miss G was talking about that jail ministry thing, blah, 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 blah. That blessed my heart. Because listen, I ain't called nobody at no jail. I ain't called no chaplain. I ain't followed up. I want you to do it. Now, then circle back and tell me, because I want to, because okay, let me just say this, don't take this the wrong way. Like results turn me on. Get excited. Oh, you called the chaplain. Ain't got a voicemail. Whoa, glory to God. Got a voicemail. How you sound? Was it a man or a woman? No, that gets me excited. Because stuff is moving. What else? Absolutely. That can be good or bad. They ain't always good. I promised you, I was about to hire you in a nice building. We had it renovated. I was giving to hire you in a nice old building, though. We would have put about $20,000, but I was going to hire you in a nice building. But I talked to my mentor, Apostle Fred. Talked to Apostle Fred. He said, "Yeah, remember your assessment? You don't need that building. You need a building. You need your building. You don't need that man's building. You already got a man's building." Now he can't have integrity. That don't mean leave here too. He said, "But why go get another man's building? Stay here and work on getting your own building." But he said, but at the same time, none of my mentors tell me what to do. But if you're gonna get advice, sometimes you might as well listen. And so he said, "But if you do go get the building, JL, I got you. Let's go. But if you ask me, would I go get the building? Oh no. Yes.
So it mentioned kind of like a failure to count the cost per se. So
From the beginning to the end.
right, from beginning to end, from people around you, do you like them to constantly put the cost in front of you, or
No, that's a good thing. I got some, that's a good question. You're going to hear in a moment, there's some do's and how to communicate with me. This thing is crazy, and there's some don'ts. But I'm going to go ahead and answer your question now, and then we'll see if that matches up with the do's and don'ts about how to, because it talks about how to communicate with me and how not to communicate with me. But because you know this about me, you should go ahead and let me know what the cost is too. So this don't mean, none of this means because I make decisions quickly, don't tell me the consequences. Because even with Apostle Fred, I'm getting ready to make a quick decision. He let me know the consequence. The same money you about to pay for rent every single month and the renovation cost is the same money that could have been going towards a building, right? Or the same one big offering you was going to receive for that is the same one big offering you can receive for a building. He helped me. He understood from this how to deal with me. And based on that dealing with me, I backed off and said, you know what, you're right. So you almost got to, again, don't take this for granted. And I'm going to go over this more throughout the year. You got to hear this and like use it in the flow with me. Now, sometimes I'll make a quick decision. That's just when I got talked out of. But that don't mean you're going to be able to talk me out of every quick decision. You know what I'm saying? You got to use wisdom there. That's a good question, though. What else? Right, because I'm result driven. I mean, I see the same problem you see, but how you gonna help me? And they give me the option to say, no, let's okay, because I'll for one, I'll jack your idea. I like his mine. But then two, that also is encouraging. Like I see the same problem you see, but you want me to stop doing what I'm doing. And you wait, no, and I don't say this as an insult to myself or try to gas you up. You way smarter than me. I'm just called the pastor. Just because I'm called the pastor don't make me the smartest one in the room. I know I'm not the smartest one in the room, but I'm just called the pastor. And I don't feel inferior. I don't have more insecurities because you're smarter than me. In fact, I need smart people around me. Yeah, that's stupid to have smart people around you and then you don't want to listen to what they got to say. That's so dumb to me. Yeah. Am I bad on the microphone online? I'm just trying to, they can't hear y'all, but I know I'm surprised my wife ain't texting me. Absolutely. No question about it. I'm going to give you another paragraph. Why if they give you a mic, it's because people online may not be able to hear what you're saying. They may hear me responding, but they don't know what I'm responding to. Listen to this. This is more general characteristics. Jail is not influenced by people who are overly enthusiastic. They rarely get his attention. His creative and active mind may hinder his ability to communicate to others effectively. Did you get that? But you know what? This first line, it trips me out because jail's not influenced by people who are overly enthusiastic. I think one time I was talking to Mel, and she said, I thought she ain't like me one time. Because if you notice, all this little bubbly stuff don't really do nothing for me. No, because you'll be like, hey, I'm like, So you slam off. Now you thinking, I don't even like you. Hear that though? And as bad as I want to deny it, I can't deny it. His creative and active mind may hinder his ability to communicate to others effectively. He may present the information in a form that cannot be easily understood by some people. When communicating with others, JL must carefully avoid being excessively critical or pushy. Shut up. He tries to get on with the subject while others may be trying to work through the details. Ask my wife. Let's read that one more time. He tries to get on with the subject while others may be trying to work through the details. He tends to be intolerant of people who seem ambiguous or think too slowly. Let's go. Let's go. JL likes people who present their case effectively. When they do, he can then make a quicker assessment or decision. He likes people who communicate with him in a clear, precise, and brief conversation. Clear, precise, and brief conversation. Come on, come on. Clear, precise, and say it one more time. Come on. Clear. He challenges people who volunteer their opinions. He could improve his I don't care. He can improve his communication with others by being more flexible and showing a sincere interest in what they are saying. So you see how this is telling you about me, but at the same time, it's giving me correction? Right? Okay, what'd you get from that? That spoke for itself. Put your hand down, Ms. Adrian. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Hold on, here come a microphone because I want to be fair to my people who are online. You see why I didn't know this was going to be broadcast all over the world? Now the whole world going to be like, see, that's why he like that right there, girl.
You don't like a whole lot of details.
Right. And I think I'm going to deal with that in a second. I think one of my things is land that plane and let me ask you for the details if I want to know them. Okay, like Lish, this is a real illustration. You ready for this? She can handle it. If you text me apostle, I ain't texting you back. Go on, say what you got to say. What we doing? So I think she finally caught it. Just say it. Apostle. I'm like, you talking to me? I don't know. Apostle who? Paul, Apostle Fred, Apostle Peter. What? Talk. Say it. Say it. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's somewhere here too. But yeah, don't get me wrong. It ain't that I don't care about the details, but land the plane first. And then I may go back and say, oh, really? Okay, let's back up now. Tell me how we got right there. But if I don't, it don't mean I'm not interested. If I don't do that for you, it don't mean I'm not interested either. It just means I think I see how this works out. But if I ask you to go back, I just can't figure out how you got right here. That makes sense? Okay. I hope y'all appreciate this a little bit. And I'm going to tell you, before we get out of there, I'm going to tell you more about this assessment piece. What anybody got for that last paragraph? I got some more. The other ones are not paragraph. It just talks about, these are like shorter answers, shorter things. Okay. Let me show you what this says, the value that I bring to a team. So if I was on a team, which I am, the value I bring to a team, I'm tenacious. There are few dull moments. I'm challenge-oriented, often joins organizations or clubs to represent the organization. You know, whatever I'm in, I'm in. Usually makes decisions with the bottom line in mind. Makes decisions with the bottom line in mind. I'm deadline conscious. And I'm a self-starter. That's the value I bring to this church. I bring to the team. Again, you should know me as I labor among you because I'm over you. But people, do your employees know this about you? This is why you're frustrated. This is why it can cause me to be frustrated. But have I ever sat you down in a meeting like this? No. And went over this. So this can help eliminate frustration on both sides. So you ain't saying, why he like that? And I ain't like, why you like that? Anybody got anything about that? Tenacious, a few dull moments, challenge-oriented, often joins organizations or club to represent the organization, usually make decisions with the bottom line in mind, deadline conscious, and a self-starter. Make sense? Okay. Checklist for communicating with J.L. Simpson. Here's your checklist. Let's do with the do's first. Checklist. Liz, here go the checklist. Checklist. Be isolated from interruptions. I can't be holding on while you're in the car. Hold on, Pastor. That's the car wash. That's the noise making for the. That's the. Hold on. Let me get a number 2 and Will you be isolated from all other interruptions? Number 2, watch this. Use his jargon, not yours. Use mine. Put projects in writing with deadlines. These all do's. Provide questions. Tasha was saying, alternatives and choices for making his own decisions. I love that one. Don't change what I want to do. Give me an alternative. Be smarter than me and show me how to do the same thing I want to do. You ain't got to tell me it was done what I was doing, but show me how to do it in a better way. Provide questions, alternatives, and choices for making his own decisions. Understand his sporadic listening skills. Expect acceptance without a lot of questions. You get that? Expect acceptance without a lot of questions. Provide systems to follow. Motivate and persuade by referring to objects and results. Motivate me and persuade by referring to objectives and results. Stick to business. Let him decide if he wants to talk socially. That's a good one, man. Because I can come across as an a-hole, man. Can you say a-hole in church? What'd I say? Oh, I guess you can. You just said it. No, I'm telling you, man. Like when I get out that car, man, you got to let me talk to you. If I don't, it ain't nothing personal. And then you're going to think I'm schizo because I won't say nothing to you. But then when it's over, I'm kiki-ha. You're like, why you want to talk to me now? How you didn't talk to me this morning? Watch this. Present the facts logically. Plan your presentation effectively and efficiently. And then lastly, on the do's, take issue with facts, not the person if you disagree. Take issue with the facts, not the person if you disagree. That's the do's for checklist for communicating with me. Questions, comments about that before I flip to the don'ts. Again, this is good dialogue. This is good. What am I doing? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 12. Showing you who your leader is. Okay. Let's look at the don'ts. There's a don'ts on communicating with J.L. Simpson. Don't direct or order. Don't ask rhetorical questions or useless ones. Don't be put off by his self-confidence. Girl, he's so arrogant. Don't use a paternalistic approach. What is that? What's a paternalistic approach? What is that? Smart people, what's that? P-A-T, am I saying it right? P-A-T-E-R-N-A-L-I-S-T-I-C. Oh, I see. What's a paternalistic? Oh, there we go. See how she used her jargon? You ain't going to be son of me. I ain't your little man's. No, this playing. I ain't know what, I didn't study this before. I just want to read it nakedly so you don't think. I just highlighted what I needed the areas I wanted to say. I didn't go through any of this and make any kind of side notes because I wanted to get this to you raw. without me editing it. You know what I mean? So it's paternalistic approach. Wow. Okay. Don't be redundant. These are on the don't still. Don't forget or lose things. Be disorganized or messy. Confuse or distract his mind from important tasks. I'm seeing this one pop up more and more now all of a sudden. Don't dictate to him. It's like I want to be a boss. Don't ramble on or waste his time. Don't let him change the topic until you are finished. Don't let disagreement reflect on him personally. Don't assume he heard what you said. Don't come with a ready-made decision or make it for him. What y'all think about that? Don't be trying to sun me. It's the one I got out of it. Don't say, what you got? Don't direct or order me. The paternalistic approach?
No, the very, very last.
Oh, the very last one. Oh, what did I say? Don't come with a ready-made decision or make it for me.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when you were talking about, either renting the building or, getting your own building, he was telling you,
Yeah,
make
but
your
see,
own decision.
he, Apostle Fred, he'll be here. He already had this on me. He cheated. So how he presented it to me was, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. He tried to, he played me. Because we filled this out in advance. And he played me. And so, because I couldn't get my pastor on the phone, so I said, look, I can't get Dad on the phone. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with this building. I done called the city. I done got somebody to look at the code for me. I done called down Lisa, been downtown. Vernon said he'll do the work. He'll get a discount. Listen, I'm telling you, this building. And he was, don't get me wrong, he would be rocking with me right now. We was trying to get that building. But oversight, he saw better. You already rented one, Jay. You already rented Portsmouth. Now you better than that. Purchase. Going on 6 years. Most do it. Most people do it from that 6 to 8 year window, unless God does something supernatural year 1, year 2. Most people, that 6 year to 8 year window is when a church, should really have that type of move. He said, "Don't rent them people building." He said, "What the rent gonna be?" And I told him, he said, "What? Man, that's your own building." So, but my point is, like you said, he didn't come at me like, "I'm telling you what to do." I'm just telling you what I would do. But if you do it, I got you. I'm gonna rock with you. That's good though. Anybody else? Oh, we got hands there. Hold up, man. They coming with them. Only, because people could be listening. Okay.
I was going to say what I got out of that, everything that you said, basically, as long as we're sticking in the vision and we got a solution to what it is that you're asking for and you got it lined out, just do it. Just basically just go ahead and do it.
Right. As long as it's in line with the vision, you've heard me say it. You definitely heard me say this. It's in line with the vision. And, you might want to just make sure you bounce it off a few other people, make sure they heard the same thing too. Because you don't want to be the Lone Ranger. Yeah, I heard you say it, so I did it. Okay, well, who else you run that by with? but yeah. And, again, I gave y'all a bunch of stuff at the State of the Ministry. And even if you have a solution, like for instance, this is kind of an example, kind of that building is an eyesore. It's been a thorn in my flesh for the last 3-4 years. But Marco and Deacon Big Wit, but definitely Marco, because this is what he does, he done got involved in that building. I ain't tell him to get involved in that building, but he heard about it, got involved with it, and I don't know how he knew to do this, but when he came to me with a bunch of papers like this. And I looked at them papers. Remember one of my things on the other sheet, on the other things I said, I looked at them papers. I said, okay, good, there you go, go ahead. I ain't even want to know the details. But then I'll circle back. Okay, now go ahead and email it to me. But you remember that? That's kind of how it went, right? Because he did all that work and was ready to hand it to me. I was like, anybody reading all that, Doc? Anybody can read all that? What you do for a living? This is what you do? Oh, I believe in. I believe. Tell me how it went. Tell me what the man said. Just tell me what land the plane. Tell me what the man said. I'm telling you. Yes.
When I went back and looked at the do's and the don'ts, and so I was just thinking, as partners reading this about you, what I heard was just honor. So much of it is honor. So that's all.
That's good. Yeah. And so this is, again, I got a little bit, a few other things. I'm showing you this because I want you to know. I mean, when I looked at this, I said, this is important. What if they really, everybody going to act like they know you, but you don't know me until you know me. So why don't I just open myself up at this LTD? Marco. Oh, Sarita, my bad.
So just to kind of double back, because you said observation is a large part of
Yep.
getting to know a person. There's an observation side that must be established when you are developing leaders. So then you came back and said it causes stress when followers don't mirror as a leader, mirror our intentions or our vision. But I also see that in that space where there is a big dissonance where it also causes stress to leaders because there's a constant shift in people like that where you go from being a boss, which is really along the lines of dictatorship. I'm giving it to you, do it. But we embrace leadership when leadership is collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And so that causes frustration because it's like, here, yeah, go do that, Marco, but just go do it. So it kind of causes a stress there. So my question becomes what is the healthy balance between those two areas? Because it does come across as brash, rude.
Correct.
I heard all of those terms.
Mm-hmm.
Flat,
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful. It is only because you don't understand the mindset. But it's clear, even in what you're saying, that there is a clear shift that goes back and forth because some of what you said is boss language.
Absolutely. That's a good question. And I can let Marco even speak to this, and maybe even Lish, but definitely Marco saw his hand. So I think a real life example will be kind of what Marco did. And I know he had to be excited, but he caught me down here. I think I was back there in the aisle. He caught me like this. He's like, look what I got. I'm like, oh, and? This is about that building. This is what I do. And so the boss, okay, go on do it. Now, he could have easily got offended with that boss move, go on do it. But I feel like you circled back. You did it, but you circled. So I think the balance is, if I ever do that to you, give it a moment, and then you circle back. And you gave that any more thought? You know what I mean? You gave that any more thought? I guess that could be a balance because you circle back a little bit, and then I end up saying, well, email it to me. And then I would see you again, and I'll say, oh, so you and Big Wit doing that? The timing. Oh, I definitely come across rude in here. I know I do, man. My ex-wife, Mama Jean was here. She could tell you this. My ex-wife, and I'm just saying it. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's too late now.
Too late.
She helped split. She contributed to splitting my church early on, because she told the people one time, watch when he come in here, when in front door, he ain't gonna speak to none of y'all. Watch him. She started telling people that. Oh, Miss Adrian right there. She said she told certain people, watch him when he come in. He ain't gonna talk to none of y'all. And guess what I would do? Come in, don't talk to nobody. No, because I'm just, like I said, at this time I'm focused. Ooh, I got a word. I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get to my office, I'm gonna get my stuff right. So I think the balance is, though, maybe a circle back, give me a moment, but here's the ultimate balance in what she's asking, and what I'm saying is, this is why I'm having this meeting. That's why I wish everybody was here. Because you getting to know this about me. So the only person that should get offended is a person who's not hearing this right now. Oh, you don't always get to circle back. Right. I got you. Okay. Mm. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you talking about you as a boss. Right, that's what I mean. Okay, that's good. That's why I want to make sure you're talking about from that perspective. Well, that's why you need assistance too then. Because they can't circle back to you directly, but whoever is close to you feeding you information can be the buffer. Like for me, Lish fits me very well. LT as well. They fit me well because they are getting stuff from some of y'all. And they know if I ain't responded. In fact, some of they verbiage be, hey, Apostle, I'm just circling back. I'm just circling back on. But so you like me, you gonna have to either you don't have one raise up an assistant, but that assistant got to get you though. They got to get you. They got to get this about you, so they know. Ain't no offense. If I ain't responding, I ain't responding. Yeah, you need somebody. You need a buffer. You need an assistant. Cause I know I definitely need one. And I ain't had one of them like that in my first church, and so I can see how I came across all horrible. Yeah, that's horrible. Had another hand? Yes.
So this definitely helps me out. My approach, I see I talk the jargon, make sure I follow up, but also present information, factual information, because you like this, and I have to follow up.
Yeah, and I gotta have the facts because my tendency is to make a quick decision. So you can't set me up to make a decision off the wrong information.
Right.
So to a certain, like to not to a certain extent, to every extent, I'm trusting you in Big Wig. I am trusting you. When you tell me something about that, you tell me about that meeting with that lawyer, I'm trusting you. Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
And for me, it was the call to action. I was like, that's my lane. Let me present all the best information for you as possible, because I want to represent you right. But I guess having this conversation kind of allows me to what approach to take, because every person has a different approach. But knowing this now,
yeah, because I even called. Again, I talked to my pastor, but I talked to Apostle Fred about just a little bit of details about that building, and he says, "I got two. You want the bully lawyer or you want the nice lawyer? Which one you want?" So I'm already ready to fight. I thought, oh yes.
So here's my question. As we're getting to know our pastor, our apostle, how do you want us to buffer for those who don't have the opportunity, or I'm not going to say who are partners, but who are, will be coming into our family. How do you want us to buffer that for you? Because we do represent you.
Yeah, leaders protect their leader.
Right.
So you always probably gonna hear more than I hear. Like it took a Miss Adrian and a Mama Jean, even back then, when they got word, oh, that's what she's saying, to go to some of them same people and say, that ain't true. So when you hear the grumblers and the rumblers about anything, if it becomes your responsibility to say, oh, okay, I can see how you seeing that, but no, that ain't really how it is. So you're gonna have to disciple some of the people that you're hearing grumblers and grumblings from. If you understand how to buff that. Yeah. Yeah, it becomes your job. And really, I ain't gonna and then I ain't gonna let nobody sit around and talk about you. I keep telling you what my approach is, and again, this can't always happen in this type of thing in terms of talking about the pastor, but I mean, really, sometimes my go-to move, kind of when somebody drop your name, I kind of just stop them. Oh, you talking about Eric? Okay, hold on. Let's get Eric on the phone, or let's have a meeting with Eric. That's how I'm gonna know if you really want to answer, or you just want to talk. Because the moment you drop somebody else's name, now I gotta slide them over in it. So I don't really have to defend them. They can defend themselves. And if you really want results then you are willing to put them on the phone and call them. Call. But if you don't, you let me know you just want to be messy. That's how I kind of weed them out. Yeah. Let me keep going real quick. Those are do's and don'ts. Listen to this. This is ideal environment. This section identifies the ideal environment based on JL's God-given strengths and natural style. Use this section to identify specific duties and responsibilities that JL enjoys, and also those that may create frustration. You ready? Ideal environments. An innovative and futuristic-oriented environment. An innovative and futuristic-oriented environment. New projects and ideas to work on. Freedom from control, supervision, and details. Non-routine work with challenge and opportunity. Ideal environment, work for a leader who makes quick decisions. Ideal environment, activities and more activities. Support team with a sense of urgency. Evaluation based on results, not the process. So that's Marco handing me the piece of paper. Oh, that's a lot of process right there. Go talk to your lawyer. That's my ideal environment. Keeps motivating. Keys to motivating. JL wants keys to motivating. JL wants new challenges and problems to solve. JL wants exposure to those who appreciate his results. JL wants excitement. I want control of my own future. I want the chance to have fun, play hard, work hard. You got that right. I want prestige, position, and titles so he can control the future of others. I want power and authority to take the risk to achieve results. I want no closed supervision. I want unusual, new, or difficult assignments. I want opportunity to verbalize his ideas and demonstrate his skills. I want a forum to ventilate his emotions. I want to be seen as a leader. Those are my wants. Keys to motivating is the name of that topic right there. Let me see right quick so I can see my time. I got two more, and then I'm going to tell y'all something. Keys to leading. These are my needs as a leader. Keys to leading. A program for pacing work and relaxing. An awareness of the perimeters or rules in writing. Deadline for completion of work. JL needs to understand his role on the team, either a team player or the leader. I need appreciation of slower moving people. I need to know results expected and to be evaluated on the results. I need to adjust in my intensity to match the situation. I need to understand the importance of annual physicals before his activity level. What? I need to understand the importance of annual physicals because of his activity level. I need consistency. I need to negotiate commitment face to face. I need respect for other people's personal space and property. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, see, I told you I ain't never read this before. No, it's physicals. Like, yeah, I need to understand the importance of annual physicals because of its activity level. Yeah, I work hard, man. I don't know if you realize it, but I do. I know I go hard. Yeah, dang, okay. Yeah, again, I didn't I just looked this, yep, talk about this section. I didn't pre-write this so I can have a rebuttal or anything like that. I want this to be as raw as possible. But of course, I'm going to go back now and study it some more. Areas for improvement. See, here we go. Areas for improvement. Jail has a tendency to be argumentative, argues the opposite position to no end, wears down the opposition. I'm going to wear you down. Jail has a tendency to be disruptive because of its innate, relentless, and dislike for sameness. Jail has a tendency to push and pull rather than motivate in directing people. Motivates as if everyone has the same strength that he has. What you mean you don't get it? Smoke crack, don't you jump? This stuff. Man, you know, I'm reading this like, in my mind I'm saying, don't read that one, don't read that one. Make off-the-cuff remarks that are often seen as personal prods. What's a prod? PRDS? Poking? Oh, really? Cut it out, JL. Overstep authority. What? Oh, overstep authority and prerogatives will override others. I gotta work on me. Be so concerned with the big picture, he forgets to see the little pieces. Yourself. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, quote. That quote says typical visionaries. Yeah, I feel better now, yeah. Dale has a tendency to fail to complete what he starts because of adding more and more projects. See? I done moved on. Jail has a tendency to resist participation as a part of the team unless he's seen as the leader. Take my ball and go over here and play. Come over here. Jail has a tendency to be crisis-oriented. What does that mean? Crisis-oriented? What y'all think about that? Areas that I need to improve in. Again, you can't. I'm not ashamed. You can't embarrass me. I'm good. What you thinking? Huh? Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that as we on our way out the door. I mean, no, as we get ready to wrap it up. Yes. That was your question too? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I mean, so well, let me just talk about a little bit. We did 10 right now. I think the ministry paid for 10. We did 10. My wife and I did it, but then we did 10 leaders. I think it was all EDs right now, right? Is that correct? All executive directors, because I'm going to have one of these meetings with all the executive directors who did their assessments. Now, I don't want you to go in our meeting, you can't go as long as I'm going, but I need you all executive directors to go through yours and the highlights. But now, this is the good stuff. Highlight some of that bad stuff. Because you all are over people. And after I hear who we have on staff, volunteer staff, I'm going to need you then. You're going to have another meeting. So them people that you bossing around and dealing with every day don't lead this church because they don't know that you crazy too. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that you need results, or they don't know that you passive. You know, come me. People on your team could be like, they don't never say nothing to me. Well, yours may come back, you passive. That's going to help them understand. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear what my 10 leaders, and we have more than 10 EDs, I think, but I just started with 10. Because the program required, it costs. Ain't nothing free. There's some free ones out there, But this one was so on point. This is so on point. And I didn't even read everything. It's give you a whole breakdown. I skipped some stuff because again, for the sake of time. But I think for 10 it costs $340. So we'll end up doing 10 more, spend another 300. Not you all spending, the ministry will pay for it. But and then once it's my goal. I mean, it's my goal that anybody that comes on as ED will have to do this. Anybody we hire as an employee, you got to do this. I'm currently looking for I'm playing with the name of this position, but we're currently looking for a floor manager, creating a new position, meaning this person is not an admin, but this person will know the whole flow every Sunday, every Tuesday of this service. If we got guests, where they're going to sit at. What's supposed to be happening next. If somebody's giving a testimony, you're going to make sure they ain't sitting way in the back. They're going to be sitting on the front row. Everything about the service, what's supposed to be going on. Camera shots, camera angles, everything about this of it. But see, I got to do an assessment on you to make sure you're strong enough to do that. You can't be no chump and scared to tell somebody to move. You know what I'm saying? But this going to help the ministry long run, because now we're going to get people out of position that you shouldn't even be in. Like some of y'all might be in position you shouldn't even be in. Maybe, like this is me as the pastor. You can't fire me, I'm the pastor, but you might be too rough to be over the whatever ministry. You might be a little too rough. So, this is going to help us. Either way, it's going to help us. So if you haven't done one yet, I saw some hands go up. Don't worry. I'm starting with the EDs first, though. So if you're not an ED, I'm starting with them first. I'm not going to skip over them to get to you, but eventually. But can individuals do this if they want to on their own? Okay. Get with Lish. Lish, if you say, well, I ain't, it's fine. You think you going to boss me around, get with Lish, and she'll tell you how to do it on your own. No, I'm just playing. But if you want to, Pastor, I can't wait for that. I want to get this in my hands. Lish will tell you how to do this exact one right here. Okay? Last thing, I'm going to look at my self-perception, and I'm going to look at others' perception. I'm telling you, this thing is deep. Jail usually sees himself as, and these are short, it says, I usually see myself as being pioneering, being competitive, being positive, being assertive, being confident, and being a winner. Y'all sound like a positive friend. He's like, yeah, ain't none of that wrong. Watch this though. Others' perception. I know, that's why I say, demanding, egotistical, aggressive, nervy. And then it has a section that says that was under moderate pressure, tension, stress, fatigue. Others may see me as being demanding, egotistic, nervy, aggressive. This last one is under extreme pressure, stress, or fatigue. Others may see me as being abrasive. Arbitrary, what does that mean? I'm going to stop saying y'all smarter than me if you can't tell me what some of these words mean. Huh? Disagreeable, contradict. Okay, thank you. I need to know. I should have wrote that down. Under pressure, fatigue, controlling, and opinionated. So I skipped some paragraphs, strengths, movements, and strength, weaknesses. It's a scale up here. How well are you good at problem solving? Are you reflective or you take charge? How good am I processing information, managing change, facing risk? I'm telling you, I have not seen one like this before. There's some great assessments out there. There's some free ones out there. But I have not really seen one this in detail like this. And then it gives you a whole doggone chart. So, and again, how did we get here? If you do get this from Lish in advance, but your EDs you already have it, and your ED you're going to get it eventually. Trust me, stand by, you're going to get it. It asks you about, I'm gonna make up a number, 25 questions, 40 questions. Ask you about 30 questions. You have to answer honestly. Yes, it tells you that. You can't be over analyzing. Yeah. And that's what I did. I went with my first natural answer. I didn't go back and edit no answers. And that's how it came out the real me. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. What I need to work on. So again, if you want to look at these before we get a chance to get you one, the ministry does. See Lish, and she can tell you how to sign up for it. I am going to have an assessment meeting. It won't be an LTD meeting. It's actually going to be an assessment meeting. So when you hear on the screen or some assessment meeting, that's what I'm talking about. Again, I'm going to do it with the EDs first. EDs, if you're here, and I want you to, and then I don't have time. I want you to hear, because even the admins to a large degree are over some of these areas of ministry, whatever. I want you to hear what they're saying. So maybe you've been thrown off by Letitia, or Lish, or Sarita, or Davita. Like, what? Why are you talking like that? I want you to hear the why. We can't wait to hear Lisa's, right? Yeah. no, I'm just playing, But I'm just saying. Now think about this. That was all about the church. What if your employees knew that about you? Or what if you knew, and some of you knew this about your boss. All it is now, I know how to deal with you. Use the cheat code. Oh, I know how to deal with JL. I'm just going to tell you what happened. Patrick, this is what happened. And I'm going to sit back and say, if you say, oh, what else? Or if you're just going to walk away. And if you walk away, I ain't offended because I knew you was like that. I knew you was like that. You see what I'm saying? It's a cheat code. To me, it's a cheat code. And I think it's, I did this way back in October. I couldn't wait to share this with y'all. I just had to find a moment. And as I was preparing it, I said, you know what? I'm going to take this LTD and share this. I just think people at Coffee and Conversation should hear this. I think people, what I mean? I think, it took a long time to go through it all, but that would have that'd helped so many people. I bet you some of these reasons right here is people that left the church. I bet you was almost getting ready to leave. For some of them reasons in there. Yes, sir. How you assess it and then be in order? In order in terms of what? What you mean, our situation? Oh yeah, like none of the protocols changed because you got, you still set up a meeting with Lish. Yeah. Still set the meeting up. And then, it's always going to be what's the meeting pertain to, or whatever the form says, or whatever Lish says verbally on the text. And then you got to put that in the text. Hey, this is kind of urgent. I prefer not to be in the line because I need to talk to him about something more sooner than later. And then, when it's like that, I ain't trying to. It ain't really about face to face. I can just meet you on Zoom, or it ain't got to be Zoom. When she tell me something like that, I'm just gonna call you. Yeah, I had a meeting like the guy wanted to meet with me the other day. She said, "You want to set up a Zoom?" I said, "No, I'm just gonna call him because he needed more answers like now versus be put on the list." Yeah, yep. Any other questions? We got 4 minutes. We were ahead of our time. I like being ahead, not hold you long. Was this helpful to anybody tonight? Yeah, very, very helpful. It helped me, again, because that was my first time going through it all myself. Because, I do hooked on phonics. I would have known how to pronounce some of them words had I studied it out. I would have wrote them out for myself. But it's my first time really going through. When I started reading, I was like, oh. You know how you read something, it's kind of reading your mail, and you don't want to read no more? That's how I was doing it. Y'all EDs, how accurate y'all think y'all's were? Very? Y'all thought it was very? If you were honest, yeah. And nothing can be 100%, but I tell you what, got me. Yeah, and Liz just said something I'm going to tell on her. She said, oh, I said that. I did. Yeah, maybe people could be misaligned in their ministry. So I may have to switch people around based on the assessment. And if that comes back like that, don't get offended. You still going to get used, but I need to use you in the area of your strengths. I could have you in a position, man, and you just doing it out of honor. But this probably really ain't even your thing. But I won't know it until I get till we get the assessment. So, any other questions or comments, concerns? Questions, comments, concerns? Anybody? Online, I guess they can see the chat. Questions, comments, or concerns? This blessed me. Yeah. Right. Correct. I appreciate that. Yeah, because I don't like being misunderstood. If I said it, I stand by it. I said it, but at least I just want to be understood at whatever I'm saying, whether you agree with it or not. I just want to be understood at what I'm saying, and I'm glad there are people like you and some others in here that feel the same way who can get it. But if you can't now, you kind of hopefully it's helped y'all a lot more. Any other question, Kim? Okay.
Online, a partner wanted to know, do they turn the assessments in, to the admin? Do they turn the assessment in to the admin?
Lester, they bounce to that email? Do you have them? When you take the assessment, it will come to your personal email. And that's how mine did. So I saved mine. iPad has a thing called files. I don't know what Androids have. I don't know what y'all got. It's called files. Stuff like files. It's called files. See, that's one of them poking. What you said, Mark? What was that? That's one of them pride. See, I gotta stop all this prodding. I'm prodding. Yeah. Prodding probably ain't the word. It's pride. But anyway, I have it saved in my files, but I also went to the Office Max, whatever. I just had it printed because I wanted it in both places. But yeah, it'll come to your personal email, and then you save it in your files, and then also print it whatever. Yeah. Yep. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, this was good to me. This was well worth it. This was good to me. And now the whole world knows, because I didn't know it was going to be broadcast to the whole world. Yes. Yeah, we, I think from talking to Lish, we decided, she helped me decide what I'm already was going to do. We were going to deal with the first 10 people first, correct? And then move on to the next 10, but we want to just not have a bunch of open projects because it'll make y'all wait even longer. So we got to have that meeting sooner than later. But if you, I'm going to use the word press, or if you want to do it, just figure out from Lish how to do it on your own. How much does it cost individual? You don't remember offhand? You know I'm result driven and you don't know the answer? No. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. And again, but for the ministry, we had to do it in groups of 10. Was that correct? Yeah, it gives the church a discount. But again, if you want to do it on your own in advance, but Mr. Niece, don't worry about it. I'm going to get you to do one because that ministry that you presented. So you already definitely on the flag, on the list to get it done fast sooner than later for you. Yep. Because everybody who comes on now as an ED or whatever, I want to know about you. Yeah. Yep. Any other questions? Okay. Once, twice, No more questions. All right, y'all. What we have? I got you here. Today is Wednesday, right? What's tomorrow? Nothing. Enjoy your Thursday. What's Friday? Nothing. Enjoy your Friday. What's Saturday? Nothing. Enjoy your Saturday. What's Sunday? Church. And, my goal is to wrap up the series. We'll see how it goes. It's because we got to finish well. On the diligence piece, we did focus, continue, and I got to get y'all to stop procrastinating. So Sunday, you might not like me after Sunday when we talk about this procrastination piece. Yeah, so you need to hear this because that's why some of you not finishing well. All right? Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Traveling grace in Jesus' name. Eat some good food.